because as we know, the opponents are annoying, the opponents are pesky, and they won't just let us have our run of it. And let me see here. I'm going to give you, we'll start you with opener's hand, which is maybe minimum opening high card, or, minimum in terms of high card points, but I think this is a hand that we all recognize has pretty good playing strength for only having 12 high card points.
What page is this?
This is going to be on 167, 168.
So we like 6-4.
Especially when the 6-card suit is a major, as you have here. So this is a hand that you're going to open a heart, right? But certainly, if we can find a fit, hopefully in our major, this is a hand that I think we could start to upgrade and would really like, particularly if partner were to support our hearts. So the auction is going to proceed a heart by you. Your left-hand opponent will overcall a spade. Your partner is going to Q-bid 2 spades. Hey, that's great news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Partner has a limit raise for you with heart support. Perfect. Exactly what you hope to hear.
And of course,
Not to be left out of the festivities, your right-hand opponent is going to raise to 3 spades. Now, as we said, this theme is to be prepared. Now it's your call. You can bid whatever you like at this point. We all want to play 4 hearts, right? I mean, if partner has a limit raise, this is a good 6-4. We've got the singleton and the opponent's suit. Clearly, we want to play 4 hearts, right? That's easy. So your thought would probably be, yeah, let's bid 4 hearts. That's not the issue. What's the issue? What is it that you need to prepare for?
The 4 spades.
you need to prepare for your opponents to bid 4 spades. You know our old saying?
A bid of 4 hearts by our side is a transfer to 4 spades by the opponents. Not because they necessarily think they can make it, but because they know it's a good sacrifice. I don't remember if Woolsey gives the vulnerability in the book, but anything other than unfavorable vulnerability for the opponents, whether if we're at equal or if the opponents are at favorable, they are going to want to sacrifice at 4 spades. They have found their spade fit with the overcall and then the free raise here over the, and I think the person who's bidding 3 spades probably has very little on this hand other than good spade support. But they want to be a nuisance, they want to show a fit for their partner.
So
Your decision is not whether or not to bid 4 hearts. Your decision is, what are you going to do when the opponents bid the inevitable 4 spades?
So we're bidding 5 now, we're bidding it instead of 4. Is the idea to bid 5 now? And not even give them a chance to bid 4?
So here's a question I would ask you about your hand. If the opponents bid 4 spades, do you know that you should be in 5 hearts?
No, unless you want.
Or should you be defending 4 spades? And by the way, if we're defending 4 spades, we're presumably defending it doubled, right? Because we have an opening hand, partner has made a limit raise, we have the balance of power. Whenever our side is known to have the balance of power, we either bid on when they outbid us, we either bid to the next level and play the hand and hope that we can still make our contract, or we double them. We do not sell out to an undoubled contract when they are clearly sacrificing. So keep that in mind, right? That if we defend 4 spades, we defend it with that they're getting a ticket put on this one. So. All right, did you ever consider this? And let's bring captaincy into the picture here. Did you ever consider that maybe partner can make this decision better than you can?
Well, they
Based
can.
on how many
Yeah.
trump they might have.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know.
Meaning the opponent's trump, the spades.
Yeah, I mean, we don't expect partner to have much in the way of spades, because I think the opponents have a big fit. Partner may have a trump trick. Certainly that would, if partner had the ace or king of spades, certainly that would make defending more attractive.
Ace, king, football,
But I don't necessarily think, I don't know that partner is going to have much at all in spades. That's not necessarily the criteria. I mean, yeah, we think of trump as being part of our, holdings in their suit, but is there anything that you could do that would help partner?
Somehow tell them about your diamonds.
All right. Outside of hearts, where do you live? You live in diamonds, right?
Oh my gosh.
All right. You're not saying, hey, partner, why don't we think about playing in diamonds, right? Because you have 6 hearts and partner supported your hearts, right? We have agreed hearts. The Cupid agreed hearts.
Yes.
So diamonds isn't an offer of a place to play.
Wow.
More importantly, and this is, I think, where people might get confused. While you do happen to have the ace of diamonds,
Confused if you
this
do
is
that.
not a Cupid per se.
We're not at that level.
All right. This is, and when I say this is, I mean, is it a Cupid? Do you have a diamond control? Yes, you do. But you are not looking for slam. All right. And here is an important difference. If we are having an uncontested auction and we agree hearts, and now I bid 4 diamonds, that's a Cupid looking for slam, right? But the opponents have something, right? The opponents aren't broke. It's unlikely that we have a slam. We're not looking for slam. That's not why we're doing this. This is one of the most important principles that I hope will come out of today, and one of the most important principles I was really happy when I read this book for the first time to see that Woolsey was addressing it. Because there was a time where I thought the same thing. I was like, well, why would I bid 4 diamonds unless I was looking for a slam? Huh? Otherwise, wouldn't I just bid hearts, No, so what you are doing is you are telling partner where you live, because this, not the heart fit, but this bid right here is going to help your partner decide what's the right thing to do when the opponent's bid 4 spades. And this is what we're talking about here. And notice that we are essentially going to give your partner, and this is the hand that Q bid. All right, let's say that is partner's hand.
So they actually do have.
A trump trick. Yeah, I mean, that's right. They Q bid. They had a limit raise or better, right? So, I mean, at a minimum, it was a good 10 points, and it could be better. All right. So, if you held this hand, and the auction came back to you, and let's say this person does go ahead and bid 4 spades. Let's say 4 spades comes right now in the direct seat. Just to put you on the spot right now. What are you inclined to do?
How about double and defend?
Does opener care about this? Probably not, right? Your partner bid 4 diamonds to say, hey, outside of the heart suit, diamonds is where I live. But your outside honors are in clubs, and you have 3 little diamonds.
This says,
What this says to me, looking at this hand, is I don't think we're making 5 hearts. Not impossible. We might, but the chances just went down. If we change this hand by doing nothing more than flipping those minor suit holdings,
Now what do you think?
Now we can make 5 hearts.
Then
Yes.
you make fun.
Look at this hand opposite this hand. And how do we do? We probably lose 2 clubs and that's it, right? So if we think 5 hearts is going to make, we want to bid it. Even if we could still look, no matter what this person has, we're probably beating 4 spades, right? But are we going to get rich? If we're making 5 hearts and 4 spades is only going down a trick or 2, not going to be as good as our game, right?
Because north-south is vulnerable in the book.
This is exactly
Yeah.
what
Yeah, it
happened
is.
with us yesterday. And I
Yeah.
ended up, I doubled the spades, but other people made 5 hearts and bid it.
So you double 4 spades, but then some people bid
Made
on the 5
5
hearts.
yeah.
And on some of these auctions, it's very hard to tell. It gets to be very difficult, you were both confident, both opener and responder, you were probably both confident about 4 hearts. But once we take this one level higher, now you both have some doubt, right? Anytime 5 hearts isn't making, you want to double 4 spades, right? And just take whatever plus you can get. Because you don't want to go minus, right? You don't want to play 5 hearts down 1, unless 4 spades happened to be making, but that's unlikely,
Yeah, I
right?
got 300
Yeah.
for doubling, but that wasn't the same
Yeah.
as making
It's
game.
620
Yeah.
or 6.
Look, I had a hand on Monday night. My opponents made a bad overcall. My partner opened a no trump, and they showed a single suitor with spades. I had 10 points with the ace, queen, jack, 10 over the spade bidder. I have 4 guaranteed trump tricks, and my partner opened a no trump. So I had a decision to make. We ended up defending 2 spades doubled. We beat it 3, but we were vulnerable. That wasn't enough. And I think, unluckily, this would have worked out great if we weren't making our 3 no. We were right on the edge. Partner only had 15, and it wasn't a very special 15, and I had a pretty ordinary 10. So we were right at the minimum of what we would need to bid 3 no. Turns out we had to bid 3 no, because we needed a 4 trick set to make it better than our game. So, in these competitive auctions, it gets to be really difficult. But I will tell you, one thing that you want to think about is double fit means better offense, less defense. So when partner bids 4 diamonds, and you figure that the ace is over there for sure, and maybe the ace and the queen, otherwise partner might not bother bidding 4 diamonds on ace empty, right? But if we're looking at king jack and partner wants to introduce a 4 diamond bid, it sure looks like we have this great double fit. Well, if we have this double fit in hearts and diamonds, the opponents have a double fit in spades and clubs, which means that, if we're looking at 3 little clubs, what are the opponents going to, if we're lucky, we'll cash a heart. We've got the ace of spades. We'll cash a diamond, maybe 2, and that's going to be it, right? Because the opponents get trumps run, and then they run all their club winners because they have a double fit also. I would be very worried looking at this hand here that if I doubled 4 spades, that we'd be looking at absolute best a 2 trick set. And maybe only a 1 trick set if we don't cash a heart. What if somebody's voiding hearts? Entirely possible. So that's what happens the bigger your fit in your primary suit, and then having a double fit in a secondary suit. What this does is this screams offense in it, because it means you have less defense. On the other hand, what if that spade overcaller, had, say, ace queen of clubs, wouldn't you like to be sitting over that person with king jack 9? You'd probably score a few club tricks on defense. King would cover the queen, jack would cover a 10, that sort of thing. That's a trick that you'd be losing if you were playing 5 hearts, right? Look at this hand accompanying the hand on the left. You might make 5 hearts, but you would need a lot of things to go right?
Yeah.
Like you'd need the ace of clubs on side, you'd need the king of diamonds on side, So I think that's probably a little much to ask. So, but here you are definitely a favorite to make your 5 hearts. That is the usefulness of that 4 diamond bid.
Cool.
But as defender, I'm still gonna go for 5 spades, right? If I have 2 black suits fits, I'm gonna.
Well, I don't
find
know.
a-
I mean, if you want to sacrifice at the 5 level,
Yeah.
now maybe your sacrifice is getting too expensive, right? Because you're up a level higher.
It's less expensive than $650.
Not if you
Not
go down
always.
800. It's not.
Oh,
Right?
If you were the spade person and they bid 5 hearts, you wouldn't double because they probably have more points than you do.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't expect my cards to be that good.